Welcome back, guys. This is something new I wanted to do. I'm a huge manga fan, so I thought maybe I'd create a new playlist on my channel doing a weekly manga review. This week, it's Golden Week in Japan, so there's not going to be any chapters, maybe not even next week either, so I thought I would start this with last week's chapters, just to fill the gap, kind of try this out. And just do the big three: Bleach, Naruto, One Piece. I know some people have different preferences on what they consider the big three. Because of Naruto, maybe they think it's gone down in quality, or Bleach. But just from my own opinion and what I see on manga sites as far as popularity of manga goes, Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto are still the big three. They're the hottest manga every time they come out. It's what everybody reads. So I have to consider them the big three, and for these videos, the weekly manga reviews, I will be doing those three mangas every week, my reviews of the weekly chapters. Chapters come out every Wednesday, so I'll put these videos up every Wednesday. And I just figured, you know what, I read these every week anyways, I might as well do videos on it. It's something I enjoy, and I think doing the videos could be fun. And I might even do some Berserk when it's not on hiatus, review some of those chapters too. So yeah, that's just something I want to try out. And to start, we have Naruto 583. Kabuto has a flashback in this issue, and it's just a continuation of his flashback from last week. And he's just going more in depth on how he was born without a name, he didn't know who his parents were, he was raised in the orphanage. And Danzo comes and he forces his mother, the head person in the orphanage, to go on a mission. She was a former spy for the Root. And he sends her to the Rock Village. He says this mission's going to be tough. It could be a long mission, but we have to trust someone like you to it, because a person could become a traitor or go insane. Now, he blackmails her into doing this by saying that they will no longer give money to the orphanage, and they will start kidnapping the kids. And actually, Orochimaru is with him while he's telling her this. Now, I know I may screw up some names. I don't really watch anime. I prefer manga. I think that there's no filler in manga. It's how the artist and the creator really wanted it to be seen. So it's his original creation, and there's no anime stuff getting involved. So I don't really know how they pronounce all the names. I just kind of go with what I see. So I just want to go ahead and throw that out there now. But he sends her off on the mission, and they want to take a kid with them. And Kabuto volunteers. He wants to protect his mother. He wants to thank her for everything she's given him. So he goes, and we kind of see, like, 5 years later, he's in every village. The Sand Village, the Rock Village, the Mist Village, the Thunder Village, or Lightning. And he starts to go to the Rock Village, and he's taking notes, and he gets into a fight with a person. And she ends up getting killed, and we see that it was his mother. She's been on this mission so long, for 5 years, she doesn't even remember Kabuto. She doesn't know who he is. He's trying to heal her. He's saying, "Mother, it's me." He puts his glasses on her, but she doesn't remember him. She's kind of been brainwashed, I guess. I'm not really sure, but it was sad. A lot of these flashbacks are sad. And the last thing we see is he's standing over a lake, and he doesn't know who he is, and then Orochimaru's face pops up, and he says, "I remember you, you've turned into a great shinobi." So I'm sure we're going to possibly get a little bit more of a flashback when Naruto comes back after Golden Week, and I think this is probably going to be the end of Kabuto. It sucks. I think he's a good villain. I'm not too crazy about the fight scene with Itachi and Sasuke versus Kabuto, but I haven't really been too thrilled with this war in general. I felt it was really lackluster and disappointing. Just, they had all these cool villains they brought back. They had some new ones, like that general guy who rode the chameleon. And it just felt like there was all the 7 swordsmen of the mist, and a lot of fights either happened off screen or really quickly. And I just found that to be incredibly disappointing. And I just thought, like, it was so one-sided. Like, Naruto and the good ninjas have won every single battle. I don't think anybody has died that has a name. Like, no good guys have actually been killed in this war. So that's kind of disappointing, but we'll see what happens with Kabuto. I expect he's going to die very soon, which, like I said, sucks, but they're definitely reaching the climax of the war, and it'll probably be ending soon anyways. So that was this week's Naruto. Then we got Bleach, chapter 489. We see Kira telling the other vice captains that he thinks the missing people could have been taken by Shinigami. He thinks Kurosuchi may be hiding something. Then we see that in Huek Mundo, the captain that Ichigo came to fight, he's working for the villains, what are they called? The Vandenreich, tells Ichigo that he knows who he is, and they start to attack Ichigo, and Ichigo finds out that they're all Quincy's. The leader of the Vandenreich gets a message that they're currently fighting Ichigo in Huek Mundo, and with Ichigo distracted, he decides that it's time to invade the Soul Society. Kurosuchi tells Yamamoto he killed the missing people in the villages to fix the balance of souls, so he was the one responsible for the missing people. Yamamoto tells him that this wouldn't have even been necessary if his division was quicker, and Kurosuchi tells him that he warned him about all of this when he first saw Ishida, when Ichigo and Ishida and Chad and Orihime invaded Soul Society, and he didn't listen. He thought it was nothing. They had nothing to worry about. And then he says it's all his fault anyways for not killing this man 1,000 years ago, and it shows the Vandenreich leader's face. So Yamamoto and the Vandenreich leader do have history together, and I have to say that while Bleach was moving incredibly slow in that, damn, I can't remember the guy's name, the arc before this where I had the guy Tsukishima, he would take control of Ichigo's friends' memories. When they did that arc, it moved really slowly, but this arc has been moving really fast, and I expect the next Bleach to be really fast, and I'm actually really enjoying the story. It's had action, it's intriguing to me, so I do like this chapter, and I thought it's been doing a great job of moving the story, and it's going really quickly. Then we have One Piece chapter 664. This is probably my favorite manga of the three. It was really my first manga that I started reading, and probably my favorite series of all time. I'm a huge One Piece fan, have been for many years, and this week we got a color page. We see Tashigi is in Smoker's body, and vice versa, which was kind of funny. Smoker has his shirt open, so he has cleavage, and he's just smoking the cigars like he always does. They think that there's a traitor in G5 trying to cover up the kidnappings of the kids on Punk Hazard. Smoker can't leave because Law has his heart still, and he wants to go take his heart back and find out who is behind all of this stuff on Punk Hazard. Then we see the Punk Hazard boss, the major villain. He's like a cloud of smoke. We don't know what he looks like, but he is like the boss of the island. We see him hang up a phone and says, "We got permission to kill G5, the Straw Hats, and Will-O-the-Wisp Kinemon," who I can only imagine is the samurai head they've been carrying around. He tells the soldiers to capture everyone they can for the experiments, and one of the centaurs shows up hurt and tells the boss that Brownbeard has been captured and we need to save him. And he says, "Okay, we'll save Brownbeard, but we're going to take care of you and give you some medicine first." Then we go back to the Straw Hats, and Usopp has created masks to tell who each Straw Hat member is because Law switched their bodies around. They did some comedy with that. They have Brownbeard tied up. He says that Basil Hawkins destroyed his crew and cost him his legs. He explains some history about Punk Hazard. He says prisoners were taken here by Dr. Vegapunk, who did experiments on them. The island was destroyed by chemical weapons, and the government sealed it off. The ones who didn't die because of the chemicals lost the use of their legs. And a year later, a man with power, who is the boss guy, the cloud of smoke guy, they call him Master, he showed up and purified the island, gave the prisoners new legs. Like scientific technology legs, I guess cyborg type stuff. Then he came, and then Law came, and he gave them better legs with switching them with animals, which is how they became centaurs. because Law's power is he can swap anything around he wants, so he gave all of them even better legs and improved it. And they mentioned that the dragon was created by Dr. Vegapunk, which is funny because Zoro, Luffy, Robin, and Usopp ate the dragon. He says that they're not going to let the Straw Hats escape because they need more bodies for their master's experiments. Then we see the master, who said he was going to help the injured centaur, his own soldier, and he's poisoning him. He puts him in a room and he unleashes some kind of chemical gas onto the guy, and the guy's choking, hallucinating, and you start to see that this guy's really a villain. Then we finally see his face. We get the little text box saying his name is Caesar Clown. He's worth 300 million bounty, and his power is the gas fruit. I am a little disappointed that's his power, because to me it's probably just poison gas, which is just going to end up being a mixture of Smoker and Magellan, and it's not really that original, but knowing Oda, it could end up being a really cool idea. He's always good with the devil fruit powers, so I expect he's got some tricks up his sleeve to make this cool. He's always awesome with that, so I'm not really afraid. I'm sure it's going to be better. It's just my first impression was I was a little disappointed. Then we see Smoker explaining who Caesar Clown is. He says that he was the one who caused the chemical incident 4 years ago. He was a rival of Dr. Vegapunk's. He was making weapons, chemical weapons that were illegal, and he caused the destruction of the island. He has a weapon capable of destroying entire islands. They arrested him after this incident, but he escaped because of his powers, and Smoker says they have to stop him or he's going to cause another incident like that and destroy the island again. So really this guy is a pretty intriguing villain because he's really sick. He tells people he's helping them, he's like their master, and he gives them these legs, he builds legs for them, but then he's secretly only keeping them alive to run more experiments on them and slowly kill them to death. So he's a pretty twisted villain. I really like the direction this storyline is going, this arc. I think it could be really interesting, and we could find out some more about Dr. Vegapunk and some of the other characters. We already had the cool fight with Law versus Smoker, so I think it's been really good so far. The only problem is, I think that once the Straw Hats get involved, this guy is going to be nothing. I hope I'm wrong, but after the time skip, the Straw Hats have just been kicking everyone's ass. Fishman Island was nothing to them, and I just think that they are so strong now that this is going to be nothing to them. They really need stronger villains for the Straw Hats to fight, and my only problem right now is they don't really have any strong villains who can match up to the Straw Hats that we've seen. They're so powerful right now. The only people who could hurt them are admirals and Blackbeard. That's really it. So they need some new villains who are strong and who can put up a good fight. And I think that maybe this arc is going to be slightly short, but lead into something huge where they do have to fight a real villain. Because when I saw Caesar Clown hang up the phone, he was talking to someone, and that guy could be the guy in G5 who's the traitor, and then they could get a real fight. So we'll see what happens, but I have to say I really do like this storyline. Naruto was still in the war phase, so I wasn't too impressed with that, even though the flashback was pretty good. I just feel like the entire war has been kind of a disappointment, and I just feel like I know Kabuto's going to die, and the fight hasn't been that great, so it's really just not as good as it could be. I think Bleach is doing really good right now, and One Piece. So that's my review of the manga chapters from technically last week, but as soon as we get new chapters, I will be doing these videos every Wednesday. So I hope you guys check it out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed. And if you do like manga or you have read these chapters, leave your thoughts in the comments below. So that's it. Thanks for watching.